Alright, so the first thing we got to do for a recessed lid on a cookie jar is make the lip seat. So I'm going to show you that, and then I'll change bats, and then I'll show you how to make the lid. So the first thing, I'm just going to push my pointer finger right here and just slowly pull back on the lip. So you'll look inside and you can see the lip seat, and that's where your lid will sit. So now I'm just going to clean it up. I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to use a lid master. So you'll use the side that spreads this way. You'll just measure inside. Right there. They don't need to touch, just really close. Then I know that the lid needs to be that big. That make sense? Okay. So I'll take this off. Reset this over there.
How come when I use those?
And then hand me that bat and the clay.
How come when I use those, they start wobbling? They get loose.
Because you didn't tighten them enough.
I tighten them pretty tight.
Alright. So this is probably a little too much clay for a lid, but I wanted to make sure I had enough. So then you'll center just like you always do. Center a little higher because I'm going to make the knob. And again, this is called the recessed lid. So I'm going to center a little higher because that's as tall as I want my knob. Then when you open, instead of opening down the center, you're going to open off to the side. So I'm going to start right here. I'm going to go straight down. Water in there. Okay. Then I'm going to open out. The knob definitely could have been a little cleaner, but I'll clean it up.
You can't use that straining tool right now?
Straining tool. The needle tool? The rib? Yeah, you can. Alright, so I'm going to measure my lid. So right now it's already too big, so I'm just going to make a little line right here, and take my needle tool and just carve a little bit off. Okay. Stop my wheel, cut that off. You could even raise this up a little bit if you want. Let it sit in there a little differently. Because you will trim this afterwards. I'm going to reshape that knob. Just pushing my finger in there, clean it up a little bit. That's a little wobbly, a little bit high for me too, so I'm going to chop off a little bit. Kind of knew that was coming once it reaches the center. I'm going to try to level it again. So even after you're finished, once it dries a bit, you can trim the knob. Like I like mine a little skinnier at the bottom. I'm going to level the bottom there. And you can trim. You need to trim your lid. Make sure it's nice and clean. And also double check your measurements. Measure twice, cut once. So like mine is a little too big, so I'm going to push it back in a little. Use my sponge. Just push it in. Okay, so tomorrow I would cut this off, put it on a trimming chuck, and trim off a little bit for the lid. Probably trim down this wall a little bit. I don't want it quite that high. Go ahead and stop.